Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Terra Map. In this video I would like to share with you my decks for December, but I also want to mix up and show you the gifts I got for my birthday and just maybe chat a little bit about birthdays in general. I know that for some people birthdays are not that much fun. It really depends probably. I remember that some of my birthdays weren't definitely fun for me. Sometimes I used to move from country to country quite a lot when I was younger. So sometimes, you don't have friends around you or people you care about and that care about you. And that's sometimes a bit sad when you have your birthday and you kind of think like, oh, I have no friends. I think we all kind of experienced it at some time. But recently, since I've been in Poland now for since 2011, and my friend yesterday I was catching up with my girlfriends, and she reminded me how I complained when I came from Australia back to Poland that I have no friends, that I left all my greatest friends in Australia, and I feel a little bit like an outsider in my own country. And yesterday we were sitting with my girlfriends. There was 15 or 16 of us, and really amazing people. And she reminded me how she feels proud of me that now I have such amazing people around. So I thought, wow, yes, that's so true. Sometimes we take it for granted, but I thought a few years ago I didn't have friends here. So now since I have my friends, I was like, yeah, it's quite exciting, and I'm very grateful for that. Also, all of you, thank you for amazing birthday wishes all over the place, here on YouTube and on IG and on Facebook. I felt very loved and appreciated, so thank you very much for that. This year I didn't, because usually I wish for decks most of the time. So last few years I was getting a lot of decks for my birthday, but I really have quite a lot of decks these days, and I'm very picky now what decks I want, and I still want to work with many of the decks that I have. So I didn't really wish for any decks, but I did get one deck, and that deck was bought for me many months ago by my very dear friend Kasia also, and this is Karol Hetzer's deck. And this one, I have few of her decks already, but I always wanted, I love color, so I always wanted to get that elemental rainbows deck. So these are the backs, and the major arcanas have that purple frame, and then wands are like fire, so they red. Swords are blue for air. That's the majors. Just show you some. Pentacles are green. And the cups are pink. So I have to tell you, when you put a few cards around, or when you put cards in the spread, it makes it quite easy when the deck is color coded to see what element is taking over a reading, or if it's a harmonious balance, or if there is a lot of pink, so a lot of water, or maybe a lot of growth for the green. So it's quite easy to read. And yeah, so I'm excited about reading with that deck. So it's just like her other decks, but with the color coding as frames. And this is the large version, but I highly recommend the medium one if anybody wants to get it. I will link Karol's website below. You have to write her a comment if you, or I mean not the comment, you have to write her an email if you want to get a deck from her, because there is no shop, so you have to kind of try to get in touch with her and communicate. And this year I'm really passionate about smells and oils. So I don't know if you know this company, Young Living. So my girlfriends gathered some cash for me for my birthday, so I can get myself some of these oils, because they're very expensive. They like pure therapeutic quality, so you can take some of them, you know, as like drop into the water or into another oil and take it internally as well. They're not your usual essential oils, and the price is not usual. Definitely, they're quite expensive, but really great quality. I had the vetiver oil, which was like a small bottle like this, 5 milliliters, and it lasted me for 2 years. And I just needed one drop, and I loved that. So this year I really wanted the frankincense. So I got this one, and I got these little aroma glide thingies. So you can put this like roller ball onto your bubble. So I knew that this frankincense I'm not going to put into the, you know, oil burner or diffuser. I'm just going to smear it around myself. That reminds me of the smell of that church incense. And it's so beautiful if you like, you know, woody kind of herby smells. It's quite an expensive oil, as I said, but it lasts for a very long time because you don't need a lot of it. So this is a 5 ml bottle, but I'm sure I'm going to have it for a while. Another one, oops. Another one that I got, this was actually like a set of the 3 oils. So there was the frankincense and orange, which also smells beautiful, always so uplifting, and really like even mixed with this frankincense is beautiful, and always reminds me of summer days. So now when I take a bath or a shower, I take like a few drops into my hands in the shower, and you just have this beautiful smell of oranges around you, and that just improves my mood, seriously. And the other one is Christmas Spirit, which has cinnamon, spruce, and orange, I think, and it's beautiful also. It just smells like, you know, like Christmas. Another one that I got, these 2 oils I got therapeutically, not for the smell, because it's not something maybe that like you would put on because it smells so beautiful, but one it's called Exodus, and this one is called Thieves, and they all have amazing immune boosting oils inside of them. So I'm going to, you can put them on, like, you know, under your feet, at the back of your neck, at your wrists, to stimulate your immune system. And for the winter season, I thought I'm going to use this. The Thieves also, it's quite helpful with digestion, so I sometimes take a drop into the water, a glass of water, and just drink it. So I want more of those oils. So now I'm crazy about oils of Young Living. So if you don't know them, check them out. But it smells so good. Okay, as my birthday goes, as I said, I got mostly money for the oils. And I've got Puka Womankind, which is organic cranberry, rose, and sweet vanilla. I got some handmade soaps, which are gorgeous, and I got 2 little Christmas tree, decorations, a unicorn bottle, wine bottle, you know, a cork, or what was it? Wine stopper. That's how it's called. Some beautiful postcards with gorgeous words written. Wishes really moved me. Little notepad for amazing ideas, and I got a book which looks really interesting, and this is about the guy who wants to become an animal. It's this shamanic kind of journey, but what he does, he actually goes into the woods, and let's say he wants to connect with the energy of a fox, and then he does what a fox does. So first he observes the animal, and then he, for example, goes and scavenges the traffic for the you know, the rubbish bins in London, let's say, like foxes do. And I actually witnessed that myself when I lived in London. Or he goes and lives in some forest hole and eats, I don't know, whatever the animal he researches eats. So yeah, it's very unusual and interesting. So I'm going to have a read of that. It's beautiful. If Jennifer Ball watches this, Jennifer, this is for you. Um, so yeah, that one. And then I got a little magic calendar. So it's just got the moon phases and a page for each day and some little magical sayings, quotations, rituals, stuff like that. So it's called Czaromarownik in Polish. So this is quite cool. Lots of magical gifts and still some money which I can spend on oils, or maybe my plan is to go to Australia next year. So fingers crossed for me. Please guys, visualize me. I'm there in March. That's it. Okay, and now quickly about the decks that I feel drawn to using. I'm not sure if I'm going to definitely use them throughout the whole December, but right now when I was like tuning into myself and thinking what decks am I really drawn to, you won't probably believe it, but I'm drawn to using the Starchild Tarot. If you watch my channel, you know that I had also the Borderless edition, which I swapped. I did get this one from a trade with wonderful Larry, and thanks for that. I love this, and this one is my favorite. So this deck, I started using it like by pulling 3 cards of another tarot deck, more grounded, and I asked always what's the spiritual aspect of my daily draw, and this was another 3 cards that I pulled, and that's how this deck started to talk to me, because whenever I pulled it before, I was just like, I can't fucking connect to that. I don't know how to use it. It just doesn't speak to me. It's too woo-woo. It's too kind of out there. I didn't kind of get those images. But right now, I'm getting them. I'm surprised, and I feel like using it. So I know Anya will be happy if Tarot by Anya watches this. Yes, Anya, Starchild Tarot started talking to me. Another one that I feel like working with, and I haven't felt called to use this deck nearly at all, is the Bohemian Gothic. And this is a card which I really love right now. I just posted it on Instagram as well. And yeah, I don't know, it's quirky deck, but it's kind of darkish. You can do a little bit of, more shadowy work with it, but it's also funny, and you can I like to read it just as it comes, but mostly I use it for some sort of what's in the shadow, like what am I not seeing, or how can I tune into the deeper layers of a situation or a quality that I'm exploring with tarot. So this deck is quite cool for that, because it's it has that more shadowy aspect to it in a funny, quirky way. So Bohemian Gothic, it's one of those decks that really I feel like using it, so that's nice. Another one that I really want to keep using, and this one is my Marseille kind of staple for now. It's this Tarot Droga, the Polish deck, which you can still get if you want to. There's not many decks left of this, but Marzena still has some. So you can either contact me or try to find Tarot Droga on eBay. I think she sells it through. So this is the deck which she created. It's a pip deck, and all the majors are connected through a path. So it's quite earthy, as you can see, quite artistic deck, and I love the feel of this deck. It's gorgeous. It's very thick, so when you shuffle it, you have to go overhand shuffle, because it's hard to, you cannot put your hand over the cards, but it's easy to shuffle overhand like that. So Tarot Droga, it's gorgeous. Another one that I'm quietly, because my aim for this year was to learn more about Toff system, and Tabula Mundi Colores Arcos is one of those decks that I keep quietly using throughout the whole year. I've learned quite a lot about Toff, at least compared to what I knew, which was nothing. So I still have a long way to go with it, but this deck helped me a lot to be motivated to even learn. So I love this one, and I love the original Tough deck. The artwork of Frida Harris is beautiful. So this one is kind of constantly present. Another one that I have a love relationship for, you know, a long time. One of my favorite decks, Dark Goddess Tarot, and I keep coming back to this deck, and whenever I'm having like some issues or problems to solve or really need a good advice, I would go for this deck. And the companion book which comes with it, just amazing. I think this is by far one of my favorite companion books ever, alongside the Tarot of Transformation, Margaret Peterson, and few others. And Tarot of Transformation also, it's my hug deck. It's my, in a way, maybe I wouldn't call it soul deck, but it's a hug deck, and it's a deck that I feel like I'm communing with my higher self or my guides or whatever. You know, I don't really have a specific guide, but I always pick one energy when I work with this deck and kind of commune with that part of the consciousness. So it's like my very spiritual, deep advice deck. And because of the quality that this deck has, it's really like soulful, embracing, amazing, soft. I also feel called to use more of the Devas of Creation. I'm waiting for the Intuitive Tarot, so I want to check it out because I felt really drawn to it, so I hope it will get here soon. It's the Christmas traffic in the post, so I hope it will arrive before the end of the year. And Devas of Creations, I love this deck. It's an amazing, energetic deck for me. I also want to still use the Disciples Tarot, despite this, I can't get over it sometimes that, you know, differences in the cards, in the font size and in the picture size. It's just so badly edited. But it has the vibe of moon, lunar, a kind of, but feminine feel to it, not like the Bohemian Gothic, which is also darker. This one is more kind of magical, and I quite like it for moon work. I wanted to share a ritual with you, manifestation like abundance ritual, and I will do it in the next video because it's great to do it on Taurus moon, and the Taurus moon is coming up very soon. And all you will need for it, it's a green candle and an image of, maybe from tarot, of what you would like to manifest, and I will share it with you very soon. So hope it was interesting. Thank you for watching, and I will speak to you soon with the ritual video. Bye.